Hello and welcome to another episode of Couch Potatoes. You're hanging out with Sara and Jess. How's it going, Jess?
Everything is good. How are you, Sara?
I'm good. I'm excited and also not excited for what we have to talk about today.
Yeah. You picked it out.
I mentioned it and you're like, yeah, let's do it. When this came out, you had already seen it.
Yeah, because I have no self-control. I see a new documentary, hits Netflix, and I am sat within 24 hours of it coming out.
Yeah. So we watched Maternal Instinct.
On the Netflix.
Came out.
I want to say when month are we in? July? I think it came out June.
Okay.
It hasn't been out for that long.
Okay, yeah. Last month. Wow.
Yeah. But they push those docs out like once a week, basically, at this point.
Yeah. And I haven't watched a lot of true crime.
Really?
No. And I enjoy it, but like I don't do it. But this documentary just, it as a whole, very well put together, I think.
Yes. I love the way that they went to the current time of what they're talking about, and then they flash back to a lot of the things that she did previously in her life. I think they did a really good job with getting a lot of different opinions from people.
Yeah. So they had a lot of interviews from now. So again, an overview, I guess. This woman, Taylor Parker.
Yes.
She's
crazy.
Crazy. I was gonna say insane, and then I'm like,
I'll just say it.
Well, I think we can say it.
Yeah. She's in jail. What is she gonna do?
She's in jail. She's on death row currently in Texas.
7th woman that's currently on death row. I think she's also the youngest.
Yes, youngest to ever be on death row. Basically, this took place in 2020. She duped everyone into thinking she was pregnant.
She duped for people for decades.
Yeah.
But this main story is
the main thing. How she ended up in jail. She pretended to be pregnant. Came, her due date came and went, and she murdered her friend and cut out the baby. Yeah. It is gruesome.
Yeah.
Again, this happened in 2020. The trial was in 2022. I hadn't really heard about this.
Yeah, me either. Never heard about it until I watched the documentary.
Yeah. But I was looking and I wasn't here. Well, I wasn't here. I was here in 2020, or I was here in 2022. I wasn't here in 2020, but at the station, I mean.
Gotcha.
But so we have previous coverage of it. And again, it was in Texas.
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma, I think it kind of takes place.
Yeah, because that's in Oklahoma. I don't think they ever moved officially to Oklahoma because that's where they were trying to buy this land. Again, she duped a bunch of people to try to buy all this land. But yes.
Yeah, so not only is she a murderer, she is a liar. Mm-hmm. She's
crazy.
But anyway, so fun stuff. In addition to all the interviews, they had body cam footage and just other footage, photos from them, to kind of back up what was going on, I guess. This photo right here, this is actually her booking photo. It is dated October 9th, which is the day.
Oh, day it happened.
The day it happened.
Yeah.
It was the booking photo from the police department then. And then 2 years later at the trial, here she is at the trial 2 years later. And, she was found guilty and is on death row.
Yeah, and isn't it, it was capital murders. Isn't that a whole different realm of murders?
I think so. I'm not totally, up on the legal system.
Yeah, and I also want to learn about death row. Yeah. Because if you sit on death row, is it just okay, maybe tomorrow?
Because you have appeals.
No, never mind.
Well,
right.
Yeah, I don't know if I looked at I Googled her after I watched this, and I was like, is she still on death row? Has she been executed yet? Is there a date? I didn't see any of that. I saw also if you Google her name, her the prison information comes up, her inmate number and stuff.
Okay, that's so funny because I Googled right after I was done watching too because I was like, how long do you sit on death row for? I couldn't get an answer. And then I put death row Taylor Parker and all of her jail information came up.
But it doesn't have any.
No, it doesn't have a date.
Yeah.
Got to find someone or maybe just Google what is the process with death row. Because people sitting on it is just what's happened. And I know it's illegal in a bunch of states.
Yeah.
Apparently not Texas.
Well, I wouldn't expect. And then New York it is.
Illegal.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into it. So it kind of starts out, I like how they frame it too, because it starts out with the body cam footage of when they found her
the day of.
The day of.
Yep.
She, just, killed a friend and,
We don't know that yet.
We don't know that yet.
Right.
And cut out the baby. And she, speeding down, the road and gets pulled over.
By the police,
And she's hysterical. And she's like, how, I just gave birth to my baby, like, umbilical cord still attached.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, the baby needs help because I don't know if the baby was breathing or not. And then it kind of goes back to what happened.
Right. So they do take her to, in that first scene, they do take her to the hospital. Mm-hmm. And I want to know what was going through her mind, because clearly if you're going to get the police and the hospital involved, of course they're going to ask to give you an exam if you just gave birth on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And what did she think? That they were just going to be like, yeah, she had a baby. Like, clearly your body goes through changes when you have a baby.
Yeah.
And, like, what were you expecting?
And that was my question. Like, how was she expecting to get away with this?
Exactly.
How? Because there's also, DNA testing, whether this is your child or not.
Right.
And then you can clearly tell if you've had a child or not. It's crazy.
It's called education.
Yeah. Yeah. But it kind of starts out. So she meets Wade. They interviewed him for the doc. So you can tell, like, some people weren't. They got most people, I think, to interview for the doc.
His mother,
the neighbors, her friends.
Family friends.
They got Reagan, who was murdered.
Reagan's mother,
her sister.
Yep. Reagan's sister.
I don't know if they got her father, too. They did not get the husband, which I would not expect them.
The husband of
Reagan's husband.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, he
did not
wasn't
get his husband.
And neither was Taylor's family. No one that was related to Taylor was in the doc.
No. And that's kind of a thing. I don't know if they really mentioned her father at all, but they mentioned, like, she was estranged from her mother, kind of, or she kept saying her mother was crazy.
Right.
And her mother didn't appear in the doc, but at some point,
everything's brought to light.
Everything's brought to light about her mother. And her mother doesn't seem crazy.
No,
not
at all.
Not what Taylor makes her out to be. So, meets Wade, and, like, one of the first things, like, she's like, my grandfather or my grandparents are giving me a bunch of money or something.
Yeah, so they get together. They seem to be living, like, a little country life.
Yeah.
They're doing hog hunting, which I believe it was. She's basically being, like, a stay-at-home wife without being actually married to Wade.
Yeah, they move in pretty quickly.
Yeah, because she was saying she was trying to hide from her mother. Mm-hmm. So Wade said, "Okay, it'd make more sense if you moved in here with me, because then she won't know where you are."
They're on, like, a ranch or farm.
So they seem to be living, like, a pretty perfect life.
Yeah.
She's doing all of the cooking, cleaning, anything Wade asked her to do.
Yeah.
She is doing it, and then all of a sudden, she comes up with the story that she's about to inherit $8 million from her grandparents.
That's a lot of money.
A lot.
That's a lot of money.
And they start buying everything. Mm-hmm. They start buying side-by-sides, tractors, cattle, trucks.
Cars. They brought Wade's mother a car.
Yep.
Then they go to buy this ranch.
Yes.
Like this, like, big, like, $4 million ranch.
Pecan Point. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah.
Pecan Point.
Yes.
Tomato.
Yeah, right.
A ranch in Oklahoma.
The craziest thing to me was, why would you buy all this stuff before you have the money?
Yeah.
Because then it later, comes to light, which, again, Taylor lied about this whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then Wade's mother, was like, Taylor apparently told her about the car, like, oh, can you drop the car off at the house? They need to, like, it got recalled or something, so they're going to do the blah, blah. And then when she calls, the car dealership, they're like, well, the car got repossessed because it wasn't paid for.
Right. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I don't know why she thought they could just buy all this stuff without no consequences. If you don't pay for something, especially a car, they will take it away from you.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. and then the whole ranch thing, like, they got the realtors from the ranch. They interviewed them for the documentary, and they kept wanting proof of funds. And Taylor apparently faked, like, everyone was her.
Yeah,
like,
she had, like, multiple cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, like, fake documents and, like, correspondence from, like, the banker and, like,
Yep. The lawyer.
They were all her.
And then she even had
the uncle.
A lawyer. Right, Uncle Butch.
Yeah. Who doesn't exist.
Who doesn't exist. They even had the lawyer email the realtor or the banker or whoever that guy was.
Yeah.
And said, you're asking really personal questions about my client. Like, I'm not answering these. But if you're about to buy it in cash, $4 million in cash.
Yeah,
they're going to ask to verify everything.
They need to know that.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. like, that would be my first, like, something's going on here because, like,
right.
if you were that person, like, you need to verify all that information. And that's just the beginning of all the lies. So we're going to take a break real quick. When we come back, we'll get into it. Welcome back to Couch Potatoes. You're hanging out with Sara and Jess today. So after all this stuff with, lying about the money and buying all this stuff, Taylor says she's pregnant.
And the way that they describe that she has decided that she's pregnant is that she says to her friend, her aura has changed. Girl.
Like, that is kind of crazy.
And all her friends are like, no, you need to take a test. You need to take a test.
Yeah.
She basically says that her aura has now changed and she is pregnant. And then she tells, like, all of her neighbors, her friends, the ones that are in the dock. And then she winds up telling Wade later that night.
Yeah. And I think she mentioned this too, or she mentioned to a friend, like, she was just scared of losing Wade, which kind of, I feel like that's why she did this in the first place, because she wanted to stay with Wade.
Yeah, and I have a theory about, clearly she's been crazy from the beginning because, like I said, the doc then goes into what she was like previously
to meeting Wade.
To Wade. So it even goes back, I think it was 2016 is when we get introduced to the other girls that were in Taylor's life. But I don't know if you caught this, but at the end of the documentary, Wade says if she was hoping that I would tell her that I love her, like, because he never said I love you to her.
Yeah.
So okay, she's crazy no matter what.
Yeah.
But, like, to be in a relationship for this long and this man never says I love you, I'm not defending her, but I could see why she might have went a little crazy, but you just took it to a whole new extreme.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, because I wrote that down. Like, Wade said, I never loved her.
Which I thought was very interesting that you let her move in, you were going to have a baby with her, you were clearly...
I think the only reason he did stay was because she was...
Pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she tells Wade that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
So then she decides to have a gender reveal.
Yes.
So she even has, like, her dad. I think her dad was there and her kids. So she had two kids.
She has two kids
from a previous relationship. She doesn't really see the son that much, but the daughter was there and she still got to see the daughter. So she has a gender reveal and then she posts photos on Facebook from her gender reveal.
Yes.
Which was a big no-no.
Yep. And her previous friends saw that.
Yes.
And then what comes to light is she can't be pregnant. She had a hysterectomy.
Exactly. So she I don't want to call her a good actress, but, like...
She's committed to the bit.
She's so committed to the bit.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And something else they also got the doctors from, like, her previous
clinic that she was at, that she had the hysterectomy at.
Yeah, she had a hysterectomy. Yeah. They saw the photos, and they also were like, this is a lie.
This is totally a lie.
She had a hysterectomy here. But they can't say anything. They can't say anything. HIPAA, patient confidentiality, they couldn't say anything.
Right.
And I think throughout this whole doc is, later, like, her ex-friends knew, the clinic knew. Later, I think Wade's mom gets in contact with the friends and, like, she tells her, like, she can't be pregnant.
Yep.
All these people, like, know. And I'm not blaming anybody, but, like, nothing could be done.
Exactly. And they call... So once the friend group the old friend group gets in contact with, like, I think it was Wade's mother and that one family friend, they call the clinics to confirm. And all of them say, like, we cannot say anything because of HIPAA laws, but trust your gut.
Trust your gut.
If someone is telling me to trust my gut, okay, I'm on it. I get what you're saying. Read between the lines.
Yeah.
And I think they try to tell Wade this entire time of what's happening, and he's just...
Wade's not listening.
No.
Wade's not listening. And the crazy part, too, is they mention it, like, sometimes Taylor doesn't look pregnant, or she buys, like, a fake silicone,
she bought belly. Fake ultrasounds.
Fake ultrasounds.
And fake bellies.
Fake bellies.
Also, when she does the gender reveal and she sends the information to her friend to get, like, whatever made or whatever they were going to do, I think they wound up doing, like, a cattle gender reveal, like the cow or something had pink on it. The paperwork that she sends to her friend has the date of 2016.
Misdated.
And then she tells her friend, oh, the lab said there was a bunch of...
like 600 misprints.
In one day.
It's like, okay.
That would make national news if a lab had all these misprints.
Yeah. And then also, Wade's also like, she doesn't let me touch her or see her naked. Like, it...
Wade, wake up.
Yeah, Wade.
What are you doing?
That's crazy.
I think with Wade, there was that older gentleman that was in the doc, and I feel like he listened to him so much. He basically told him, like, Taylor's a good girl. She's always there for us. She will be our friend. She's like doing whatever you need. Like, just go with what she's saying. I think Wade was so wrapped up in just that surface level, she was probably fine. Yes, they had their fights and everything, and he probably wasn't questioning that much, but you're with this person. How do you not see this person naked, even by mistake, for a second, and then see that she's not pregnant? Like, none of it. Like, Wade, come on.
Yeah, that's the part I was like really like, wait, how are you not believing this? And so it just unraveling the lies here.
Yeah.
Because they also, another interesting part is they went back to like, Taylor used to be like an office assistant. She worked in an office somewhere.
Oh, that was so messed up.
That was so messed up. They interviewed one of her like ex, coworkers or supervisors, and she, the supervisor was going through a hard time. She was like, she had lost her daughter.
Gave birth.
She gave birth and lost her daughter.
And I think the baby had like a brain tumor or something. It was like very traumatic.
That. Very traumatic.
And lo and behold, Taylor tells her, "Oh, that happened to me." Like,
so like I understand and blah blah. And that was a lie.
Yeah. She had 2 perfectly healthy kids.
Yeah.
And then decided she didn't want to have kids anymore. That's why she got the hysterectomy, not because of like...
It wasn't because she didn't want to have kids. There was some medical issue where she had to have a hysterectomy.
Okay. May I missed that part.
Because clearly she didn't want to have kids.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, there was some like medical issue where they had to do that. But there's just so much lying in this documentary.
Yes, and then... I don't think we went into detail about this yet, but when the old friend group discover her photos and they all start talking to each other, they go into their side of Taylor's lies. So they all were friends with her in 2016, and they said that, Taylor would be going through all these health issues. She had a stroke. Yeah. She had cancer. It was just like one thing after another
endlessly
with them.
In the hospital, posting all the time on socials.
And then she gets like oddly obsessed with one of her old friends' pregnancies.
Yeah, and she wanted to be involved in like all of it.
Yeah, and she wanted to be at all of the appointments. Yeah. She wanted to sign into her friend's baby tracking growth app.
Yeah. That's too far.
That's so weird.
Like, that's weird.
So the friend finally cuts Taylor off, and they all cut her off, and then they're just done with her.
Which was for the best, as we find out.
You make good choices, girls.
Yes. So, and then it starts getting weird. Because it starts. It's been getting weird. Taylor and Wade start getting text messages from Taylor's mom.
Yes.
Or text messages, emails, just like messages that are like really like, bad. Like they're like, you don't want to be with her, or you don't want this baby, or blah, 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 or something's going to happen. Like just like messed up stuff.
Right. And I think and it was Taylor.
It was Taylor. It wasn't her mom.
It wasn't her mom at all. She was probably doing that because she doesn't want Wade to leave her, right?
I feel like she's doing all of this because she didn't want Wade. Like, she's lying about it. She's like, I'm going to get $8 million, keep him with money.
Right. If I buy him all these things.
Keep him with the baby.
Yeah. Not worth it.
Don't do that.
No. We're not doing that for men in 2026.
No.
Especially murder.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing is, no one saw this coming.
Right. Because they said she was so sweet, that she was just your normal girl.
Yeah. But something's wrong there.
Something's oddly off with her.
Very off. So, and I think they mentioned, even the old friends, they were just, in the mom, and everyone who knew she wasn't pregnant was like, what is she going to do?
Right, because her due date was coming.
Yeah.
And
she was still pretending.
She was 10 months pregnant,
yeah.
Which you don't ever hear of. You're never more than...
It was 3 weeks past her due date, I think, when this happened. But they even mentioned, it's too late to fake a miscarriage kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, I guess you didn't fake stillbirth, but...
That'd be messed up.
Yeah.
Well, but
everything's messed up. I think, faking, that your baby died is one thing. What she did is a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really messed up. So we're going to take our last break here. Then we'll come back into the murder, what happened.
The murder.
So Thanks for watching Couch Potatoes. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Couch Potatoes. Right now with Sara and Jess. We're talking about Maternal Instinct, the true crime documentary on Netflix. And now we're getting into when, toward the end of it, what happened. And none of this, if you were following this case at all when it happened in 2020 and the trial in 2022, like this isn't like spoilers,
Right.
Everything came out before, but she is planning. First of all, she became friends with Reagan because she was the photographer at her wedding.
Right. So Taylor decides to start a photography business.
At some point, yeah.
I think, yeah.
Is this before she met Wade?
This is after she met Wade.
Okay.
Yeah. This is definitely after she met Wade. So she decides to do a photography business. Yeah. And she comes in contact with Reagan, who's about to get married. Mm-hmm. So she is the photographer at Reagan's wedding.
Yep.
And basically, they talk about how they met her. I can't read my handwriting.
But they become good friends, and it was weird because everyone at the wedding, she pretended she was like friends with everybody, and like she was part of the wedding too.
Right, her sister was saying that she was like kind of like a bridesmaid at one point,
and that's how the family. That's when they met her and everything, like as a photographer. So they become good friends, and the day October 9th, which I think is what the mugshot stated.
Yeah.
Yes, she plans this whole thing. Well, was this the? Oh, okay. She set the house on fire? Was that the day before?
The day that she was supposed to be induced.
Yep, she was supposed to get induced to the hospital. Mm-hmm. She sets the house on fire. Yep. They put it out, like the underside. And then she said there was a bomb threat at the hospital. We can't go. There was a bomb threat. Guess who called it in?
Taylor.
So I think that might have been like the day. That was a few days before. It was close to around the time.
I think it was the day she was supposed to get induced.
Yeah.
Or maybe close to it.
Because then what happens with the day October 9th when, she kills Reagan, she faked some texts to Wade about hogs.
Yes.
So Wade drove 4 hours to deliver these hogs just to get there and find out the guy was like, I don't need hogs. Right. And Wade's like, who did this message come from?
Right. He's like, I even stopped texting her weeks ago about the hogs.
Yeah. So Taylor faked that text message to get him away because he couldn't be at the birth because there wasn't going to be a birth. Right. So that's what happened. And then we find out Reagan, after he left, Taylor goes to Reagan's house. Mm-hmm. Kills her, and cuts out the baby. And
we didn't mention this, but Reagan at this point seems to be like her only friend.
Yes.
Because everyone now has put the pieces together as that she doesn't have all this money because her mom does come back into the picture at one point. I think the mom winds up talking to somebody.
I think talking to Wade's mom, I think.
Yeah, and she says there's no money. She's just portraying this lie of a life. So I think all of these people are starting to realize and put the pieces together. Okay, she is a liar. She's crazy. There's nothing happening here. So Reagan, she stays in contact with Reagan after the wedding, and she becomes very close with her, and she's basically her only friend at this point.
Yeah.
And she's full on pregnant.
Yeah, Reagan's 8 months pregnant, I think, at this point.
Yeah. And I don't remember if it was Taylor announced that she was pregnant before or after she met Reagan.
I don't know.
Because I think it might have been around the same time because Reagan had gotten married, then she got pregnant a little bit after the wedding, and then all of a sudden Taylor's now pregnant.
Yeah. Well, something someone else said is like Taylor mimics people.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Really, yeah. So I think that's what happened. But she goes to Reagan's house, they're friends, kills her, cuts out the baby. I don't have specifically how many times she was stabbed, but it was like a lot. Yeah. It was over 100 times.
100?
Well, I think she was stabbed like 30-something times.
What?
But then she made like 97 incisions to get the baby out.
Was that in the doc? Or did you look that up?
I might have looked that up, actually.
Yeah, I don't remember that being said at all.
So it was a lot. So it was a gruesome scene. In the doc, they show like a few snippets of crime scene photos.
They don't show like the...
They don't, no, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't.
Right.
No.
The police said it was the amount of blood.
And the other thing is Reagan had another child who was in the house.
Yeah.
And so it was Reagan's mom and the father, I don't know, like Reagan's father, and then the neighbor came over
The neighbor was the one that...
The neighbor had to step over Reagan's body to go get the child in the house. And thankfully, the child was fine.
Was fine. She was hiding.
So that happens. And, the mom is, hysterical.
Oh, my God. I was crying for her.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine being a mom and having to bury my own kid. Because that's not the way it should be going.
No. And then we get to the beginning scene, the car scene, where Reagan gets pulled over with the baby. And she's like, I need help. I just gave birth, blah, blah. Go to the hospital. They're in the hospital. There's body cam footage. And she's just still lying. She's like, I gave birth to this baby. And they were like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Or she won't let them get an exam. And then finally she does. And the doctor's like, she did not have a baby.
And they even take Wade into custody.
Yes. Well, they have to question him, of course.
Right. Because I'm not sure if he's in on this or like what's happening.
Yeah.
But he clearly is not. He just... And also I thought it was interesting when she's in the car... I think it was in the police car, and she's like, I need to call my husband, and she calls Wade, and she goes, I'm having a baby, blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't even like, okay, I'll be right there. Like, I think at that point, he was probably, this has gone on far enough. I don't know if I'm...
Because also the thing with the hogs, he's like, why is she lying? He's also probably very confused. So anyway, so all that happens, and then we also find out the baby didn't make it.
No.
Because... You can't do a C-section if you're, you know what I mean? Like, she even, like, I had it, like, she had Googled, like, how to do a C-section.
Right.
Like, she,
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it was bad.
She deserves to be on...
Death row?
Death row.
100%. So, where are we now? I think then it kind of cuts to the trial 2 years later. It did show, when they were still questioning her, they showed some, camera footage of, like, the questioning and stuff. And, like, at no point do you see her tell the truth, really.
No, and the only person that I think that brings this whole thing up, like, doesn't bring it up, but kind of connects the dots for everyone, is her mother. Her mother gets called to testify. Mm-hmm. And they show a bunch of the, what's it called? The transcript from her questioning. And... they, point blank ask her, did you do this? Did you do this? And no, it was all Taylor.
Yeah. All the lies come out of trial.
Yeah.
All the lies. And, it just kind of, ends with, she was found guilty, capital murder, got the death penalty. She's still in death row.
Yeah.
She tried to appeal.
She's going to continue. I took a screenshot of the last two, because there was those 2 title cards that they had at the end.
The title cards, yeah.
Throughout their 14-month relationship with Wade, Taylor Parker orchestrated multiple crime schemes and attempted to purchase more than $20 million in real estate. We only saw the $4 million ranch, so there was even more. Mm-hmm. She utilized more than 30 fake aliases, including impersonating her mother, and to maintain her own web of deception.
Yep.
And then, of course, she gets sentenced. And in 2025, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals affirmed Taylor Parker's capital murder conviction and sentence. She continues to pursue her remaining appeals.
Definitely messed up.
Extremely messed up. Really good doc.
But it's a really good documentary, especially if you like true crime.
Yes.
So I'm going to get more into true crime.
I think you should.
I know. I should. Anyway, that'll do it here for another episode of Couch Potatoes. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.